I'm dead. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitchy here on YouTube, and I had to do an addendum to today's video. So it is actually New Year's Eve. Let's take a peek. Yeah, right? Yeah, today is actually New Year's Eve. It is about 3:05 p.m. here where I am, and the arbitration is over. Now, it's over for right now. Okay, let's talk about the hat. So, I'll explain. I have lots to talk about, lots to show you, so buckle in, right? First off, happy birthday to Jill. I always send her a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, and I sent it to her by email this morning. So she is off work having a good day. And we are drinking a cappuccino at 3:05 p.m. because I'm going to stay up all fucking night. No, not really. I hope not. So, the hat. I bought this hat probably, it's been 4 or 5 years now. I had an idea of having a themed hat for everything, right? And I couldn't really find any good ones for a lot of the holidays, so I had my turkey hat, which I forgot to wear, by the way. My brother had gotten me that for Christmas one year, and it literally is a turkey. But this one is a champagne bottle. If you can't tell, this is like the champagne coming out of it. Can you even right now? So Bill was like, you know, you got to wear that in the video. I'm like, oh yeah, I totally forgot about the hat. So you will see this through this video. But yeah, so wearing the lifeguard sweatshirt, oh my God, I just can't even with the color. Can't. So that came in the mail yesterday. So let's talk about the work day yesterday. Let's talk about the arbitration for a couple minutes. So yesterday, we're going along, and it was about, I want to say 4 o'clock. And by the time 4 o'clock came, we were on page 185, something like that. The screen like blipped, and 75 pages disappeared. 75 pages that we had fucking edited, by the way. So what's nice about my boss now is that when something like that happens, she immediately stops. So she stopped them and she called me and she's like, what happened? And it was the same thing that had happened the day before, but we had only lost about 5 pages. But I still worked almost an hour past my work day on Wednesday to deal with that. And I said, I don't know. So we're on the phone for a good 20 minutes, and I almost started crying at my desk because I literally didn't know how to handle it, how to fix it. And so one of my team members, because this file, I couldn't open it back up. It was like corrupted or something. I couldn't even open it. One of my team members had 115 pages worth that we had edited already. 75 pages still missing. Fucking missing. So my boss recovered the file on her end, at least most of it. And so she sent that to me, and so, but it was unedited. Fucking unedited. So I had to compare the two and figure out what needed to be edited to then, she had to start a whole new file. So there was going to be 3 pieces to this file. There's normally 1 piece, 1 big file. You know what this hat reminds me of? A little tangent. Did you ever watch the Flintstones when they went to, somebody was the Grand Poobah or something, and they wore these hats? That's what it reminds me of. Anyway. So I had to sit down and look at one file, look at another, and try to figure out. So I finally did it. But figured out that 75 fucking pages had to be re-edited. Said, okay. So I tell the team, now it's 4 of us editing. 3 of you edit in the new file. We still had 2.5 hours left of the workday for testimony. I said, you guys are going to have to work in that file. I'm going to start editing the 75 pages. At the end of the day, we're going to see where we're at, and then you're going to come help me in this, because 75 pages would take about 4 hours to edit. So you do the math on that. And Bill comes in and I tell him, and I'm like, we were supposed to go out. We were going to go to the restaurant in our town for dinner. That didn't fucking happen. So he was like, okay, we'll just order Chinese or something. So I had the wherewithal, because our other backup person was like, if you need me, just contact me. And boy, I didn't realize how much that would come in handy. So I texted her and I said, hey, we've had like a major issue. Are you able to help? And she was. She came in the 75 pages with me, and we both knocked that out by the end of the day, and the other 3 people handled the rest of it. So I still worked until 8. I still worked a good 45 minutes past my normal time, but it would have been so much worse than that. Not to mention, my boss had to double pay us for those 75 pages because, so I made bank yesterday. I made pretty good money yesterday. So my boss calls me and she's like, she's actually kind of giving me shit. And she's like, well, how do you know that 112 pages were edited? What the fuck are you talking about? I said, that was at 11 o'clock. I said, when the snafu happened at 4 o'clock, we were hours past that. We had that edited like 3 hours before that. She's like, oh, I understand now. Fucking shut up and let me do my job, right? And she's like, oh, just think of the money you're making today. Yeah, that's not what, no. So, got that taken care of, but my whole fucking body hurt. Like, I didn't get up from my computer or take a break for 5 hours straight. And, no. So, that day was done. Now, today was supposed to end at 3 p.m. our time. But in hearing the different things, they decided to end at 2:30. So I was done at 3. But in the beginning of the day, I see my boss type a note that says, oh, they added 4 more days to the arbitration. We now have the arbitration. We weren't supposed to have it until January 29th, which is a fucking Saturday, by the way. We're working a full 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on a Saturday. And then the last 2 weeks in March, they added 4 more days. They added next Wednesday and Thursday, and then the 19th and the 20th. So I told Bill, because I was thinking that my boss was going to take off the whole month of January. I told him, I said, well, 2 of those days is like a whole week of my normal paycheck. So I'm going to have paychecks. You're not going to have to worry about me not working. But I was just like, really? And I thought to myself, my God, this is like never going to end. This arbitration is never going to end. But then I heard the arbitrator, the main arbitrator, say emphatically, I am telling you, this arbitration is not going past that March date, so you better fucking figure it out. He said, you better be creative and figure it out. He didn't say the F word like I just said. But, so it's not going past the March dates. So that's a consolation there, because we'll have an end point. And then today, so we're going. Now, you know, I'm done. I'm beyond done with this. You guys have heard my mouth, my lip on this for the past, since the end of August. We've been doing this. Not that I'm not appreciative of the help, because doing it with 3 people is difficult. But one of the 4th people that we have is a little older than us, so she's a little slower. And when we do a full day, fine, I'll deal with it. But when we get to the end of the day, and especially when we get to the end of today, she wasn't done her other section, and her other section was coming up. And I said, okay, are you done this section? She's like, no. I said, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take your next section. So-and-so is going to take the other part. So-and-so is going to take this. So I said, when you're done, you can sign out for the day. And so I privately messaged everybody else and was like, I did this because I didn't want to be waiting an hour past the end of the day for her section. And they're like, no, I get it. I know you want to be done. So I will do that sometimes. And, you know, as the manager, I have that authority. And she didn't say anything. I just said, Happy New Year. Thank you for your help. I'll see you next week, because one of our main people isn't able to do January 5th. So I had to get her for next Wednesday. But yeah. So I'm fucking done. At least I'm off for the next 4 days. Have to take it where I can get it, right? Okay. So speaking of Jill, yes, today is her birthday. Sent her a Dunkin' Donuts gift card. Her and I have not met for Christmas gift exchange because I had to fucking work on December 11th, which was our original day. So, and most of the Saturdays in this month, I can't do it. I mean, tomorrow is New Year's Day. Cross stitch. See, we're meeting at the stitching post, having lunch at the pizza place, exchanging gifts. So I texted her today and I was like, we need to pick a day. I said, how about January 15th? Because January 8th, I'm getting my hair done because it's already been 2 months since I've had my hair colored, which is hard to believe. So getting my hair done, and I have a massage at 3 o'clock, and she was like, oh, that's Marley's birthday. And I'm like, fuck me, I totally forgot about that. I know in the about month when they are, totally forgot that it was, I'm like, okay, we're not doing that. I think this year for her birthday, because I always get her kids birthday gifts, I'm going to get her some books. Like, she's 8, she's going to be 9, so I need to figure out books for an appropriate 9-year-old. Like, I want to get her like a series, like Goosebumps or something like that. We'll see. I'm going to do some research. So I said, well, I'm like, do I need to just mail your gifts? Because I'm like, I can't do it the next 2 Saturdays, because the Saturday after that, which is the 22nd, I have a massage. And then the 29th, I'm fucking working on the arbitration. And then I was like, I said, what about Martin Luther King? Because I know that usually she's off work. Martin Luther King is Monday, January 17th. So she is off, and I marked myself off. I don't care if my fucking boss takes a job on that day, which she probably won't because we have the arbitration that week on the 19th and 20th. I'm not working. So we're going to meet that day. So that'll be good. It'll be a Monday. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we're going to, on the 17th. So in a couple weeks, you're going to see some more Christmas gifts because we're exchanging gifts. Okay. So what else do I have to chat? Okay. Links to stuff. I really try to link things. However, I'm not perfect at it. Some of you had emailed me, or a couple of you had commented about where do I get the lifeguard sweatshirts. They're all on Amazon. So if you want the links, let me know. I did message that person the links. The Modern Folk Embroidery Fruits of Plenty sampler. I'm going to have that linked in the description box of all the videos from now on. I'm going to have the projects I currently have in progress linked in the description box. So it's in 12 parts, remember it, because it was the stitch along for last year, all 12 months. So one of the purchases I got in the mail today, remember I'm going to be stitching it on Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie's Vintage Tiffany and 18 count Aida. This will also be linked in the description box. And then I got today from Amazon the 2 spools of Sulky. I'm doing mine in black and white. Now, these are 330 yards. The normal spools of Sulky are 50 yards. These are linked down below as well because I got those from Amazon. So I'm just waiting now for my other Handi Clamp scroll rods, which should be here on Monday. So I'm hoping to start that project next week. Okay. So progress on my current project, which is Ink Circles Dilly Dahlia. Stitching this on Princess Buttercup. I'm talking way too fast, right? Princess Buttercup. 18 count Aida from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, which also, this is linked in the description box, and the pattern. I did stitch last night, so I got done the total light green section, the darker green, and I started stitching the lighter green. There's a lighter green section behind here. So, and I was watching YouTube and listening with my Raycon earbuds, and boy, those were a good present. And what's so funny is those, my vanity lights, which I fucking love so much, and the phone case, I was like, these are my favorite presents you got me. And he's like, you picked them out. I said, well, I picked out good presents for myself, didn't I? Those were on my, all 3 of those things were on my Amazon wish list. So the vanity lights are so fantastic. Oh my God, I love them so much. So yeah, this is the progress, and Santa's favorite hoe needle minder, because you know that I am, right? Yeah. I hear Belle talking or walking or something. But yeah, it's looking really good, right? Looking good. So that's the progress on that. I have so much stuff here. Okay, let's talk about favorite makeup of the moment. So, you know I love ColourPop makeup, and I've been wearing just about a whole lot of their stuff. my favorite eyeliner of all time that I wear. And if you look, it's a little bit wonky right there, isn't it? On that eye. Let's see, let's try to fix that. Let's try to fix it right here on camera. I didn't fix that very well, did I? Oh well, it's gonna be, oh God, that looks horrible. I know you're never supposed to pull your eye like this, but guess what? I'm doing it. It's because I have that metallic, I have like glitter eyeshadow on. It looks fine though when yeah, we're just gonna leave it like that because, okay, anyway. Favorite eyeliner is from ColourPop, and it is from their Disney, The Nightmare Before Christmas series. You can't get this eyeliner anymore on their website. I feel like I bought it on clearance. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, it literally doesn't budge. Like, it literally stays on all day long. It's not coming off. You have to use like a waterproof eye makeup remover to get it. So I went looking on eBay, and I found one on eBay, so I bought one because I want to have like a backup. But that, and then I had gotten in the mail some of their lippy sticks, and this one, what I'm currently wearing. This one is in the color Red Pocket, and it's more like a, if you look, it's like a lipstick, but I really like it. And this red one is very bright. I'm going to put it on for you. Isn't that nice and bright? I love that. But I really wanted to show you my favorite eyeshadow palette from them because I have a whole bunch of them, of these quads. This is my favorite one. This is the one I currently have on. I really love it. So it is called Sparkler. And it has these 4 colors. So I put this on my lid, this in the corner, and then I'll put this like on the inner corner of my lid. I haven't used this one yet, but the browns look so nice together. They are absolutely just gorgeous. And this was like $4. I mean, something cuckoo crazy like that, like really, really cheap. Okay. I'm trying to like put stuff away that I've talked about, so. All right, so let's talk about last night. So in the midst of me trying to cultivate different habits, right? One of my hardest habits that I want to break is, first of all, staying up excessively late. But either playing Candy Crush or Bingo Blitz and spending money on the game, by the way, or eating at night. Don't want to do any of those things anymore. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So I was downstairs last night and I was listening to another Jim Rohn video about journaling. And he was like, you need to have a journal that is with you all the time so you can write down the moments as they happen. He said, because if you try to recollect them later on, your recollection is probably not going to be as accurate as it would right in that moment. And so I'm looking around and I'm like, all the journals I have are big and they look like a journal. Like, I don't want to like have something sitting there that looks like a journal and someone's going to pick it up and start reading it. Let's not. So I'm like, what could I use that looks like a regular book that somebody would just think I was reading the book? And I'm like, what about a coloring book? Got a fucking shit ton of coloring stuff. So even in my dresser downstairs, there's only one drawer in my dresser that actually has like my pajamas, because the rest of my clothes I keep up here in my walk-in closet of the room I used to share with Bill. I don't want to, let me drink it on this side. So I have the rest of the drawers filled with like old curling irons, and a bunch of coloring stuff, a bunch of colored pencils, a bunch of coloring books. And so I picked up this coloring book, which is a Hannah Lynn one. It is Whimsy Girls Christmas that I had spiral bound at Office Depot. So I'm like, okay, well, let me look through here. I'm like, I could write on this page because the other page is the coloring pages. But I could write on this page, but then I'm like, it's not lined. So I was like, no, that's not going to work. And then I'm like, I don't want to spend any more money on journals because a bunch of you have bought me journals and I just need to use those. That's what I'm also trying not to do, is spend money unnecessarily. Yes. So then I was sitting there and I'm like, why don't I color? Well, after I stitch up here and I come downstairs and I usually stay up for a little bit, why don't I color? Because it would keep my mind off spending money on games, eating, you know, all of that stuff. Because coloring, you have to concentrate, right? So I pulled out this book. I mean, I sat on my floor at like 1 in the morning last night. Pulled out this book and I had a set of Cali Art markers down there because I love coloring with markers. And I want to show you the page I started coloring. Because I also, where is it? I also decided, doesn't it look so good so far? I'm streaking her hair, like I'm streaking it with two different color browns and pink. It looks so good, right? Like, I enjoy doing this so much for the little bit of time that I did it. And I sat down and I just started coloring. I didn't worry about, does it look streaky? Am I going outside of the lines? Am I bleeding onto the next page? Because it actually did a little bit. I don't care. It, you know, I wanted to sit down and just fucking color instead of worrying about it being perfect, or am I doing this right? Or do I have it back? Like, you know, when you were a kid and you colored, you didn't give a shit. Like, you didn't worry about, you just sat down and fucking colored. So I sat down and colored for a good, I would say 20 minutes, half hour. It was such a Zen moment. Like, I literally was just focused on this. I wasn't thinking about anything else. I wasn't thinking about eating or spending money or doing a bad habit. And so this is what I'm going to be doing at night when I go down there. Turning on I Love Lucy or Seinfeld or something and coloring. And not caring, that's the thing, not caring if it's fucking perfect. Like, no, that has hindered me with so many things, especially with crafting. Like, you want it to be perfect. And I have so much coloring books and markers, and it's like, it's about time I start using up stuff that I have, right? Yeah. So you're going to see some coloring updates in my videos, because as I color more on these, I'm going to show you my progress. So I really enjoyed that last night. Okay, nothing to say about the journal, although I found a good little hiding place for it. Now, good about the mug. Okay, there's a funny story with this. So I was given this mug at the retreat I went to in December. Wait for it. By the lady that made the comment about the lifeguard sweatshirt. Yeah, this is one of my favorite mugs. She said, I saw this in the store and I thought of you, and so I bought it. And now, this was like 1.5 days before she made the lifeguard comment. Yeah. So I can appreciate this while still thinking you're a fucking asshole for what you said. So, funny, you know, that's funny about that, right? Okay, the stitching stand that I am still waiting for, I'm also going to start linking that. And I actually, if you click on my Linktree link in the description box, it has a link to the Velki Pataki. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but that's how I say it. So how it is spelled: V-E-L, V as in Victor, E-L-K-E, separate word, P as in Paul, O-T as in Tom, O-K-Y. That is how you spell it. Yeah. That is going to be a fucking day of celebration when I get that. You know I'm going to be coming right on there and unboxing that, having a different video because, oh my God, yeah. Okay, so now we are down to the purchases portion because I received stuff in the mail yesterday after I was done the video and then today. So from the gift certificate that Sandra had given me, yay, to 123 Stitch, I bought some ink circles patterns. So I bought the Bramble and the Rose. Oh my God, right? Like, I have to stitch some of these. These are just so fucking gorgeous. And this one's pretty big. This one's 235 by 235. And they use Carrie's Creation hand-dyed silk in Mostly Deadly Nightshade. I don't even know if Carrie's Creation is around. Back years and years ago when I had my blog, I was obsessed with her threads. I had almost all of them. They were gorgeous. This is gorgeous. Sulky. Fucking Sulky. Yeah. Then I bought Flower Power. Absolutely love this one too. This one is 115 by 115 and it uses Gentle Art sampler threads in Piney Woods. Now I am not going to link all these patterns down below. There's no way. But I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. Flower Power. And like I said, the other one was the Bramble and the Rose. I got all these from 123 Stitch. Then I got Hamsa Mandala, which, oh my God, green. Do they use, okay, this is actually done in this is actually done in 5 colors. Isn't that amazing? I love it. I love mandalas. They definitely tick the boxes of me liking stuff nice and neat and square. This one is Henna Mandala, and this uses Gloriana silk in red clay. There is a perfect sulky that is variegated like this. Can you even right now with that? Also bought Red Velvet. This is a smaller one, but look at that. It's so gorgeous. I love the mandalas. Black Velvet. This could be done on a very, very bright fabric. That would have looked good on the Vintage Tiffany. And then finally, Blueprint for the Rainbow City. This one is done in Threadworks thread Bradley's Balloons. The rainbow colors are. Isn't that so cool looking? I just love it so much. So I got all of those. And then I placed other orders for a couple more patterns. And they came in today. Another ink circles, 2 more ink circles. This one is called Castle Walls. Now this one's pretty big. This one's, well, 235 by 235. Yeah! Look at that, right? Oh my God. It's only done in 2 colors. It's done in slate blue and charcoal, but you could do any colors you wanted. I love it. It reminds me of Game of Thrones, right? Castle Walls, that one is. And then I got Pentatonic. So this is one of her big mandalas. This one is 191 by 191. And she has 3 different versions of it, but oh my God, look at that, right? Yeah, I would get sick of it very soon because when I worked on dark shards, which I have to pull off the wall and show you, I got so sick of it by the end of it that I had to really push myself to do it, but I did. But isn't it so gorgeous? Absolutely love that. I love all of them. And then I own this pattern, but I can't find it. What's that fucking tell you? Like, good God. There's Northern Expressions Needlework Twisted Rainbow Sampler, the cross stitch version. Because there's a version where you can, it's specialty threads. That's not happening. Although I could do them. But, oh no. This is the specialty thread one. I swore I ordered the cross stitch one. Shit. I'm gonna have to look because I'm gonna have to look at my order because I thought I ordered the cross stitch version. But look at it. Ooh. 123 Stitch has been really good. If they rarely get something wrong, at least for me, and they've been really good with fixing it. And then I got my Courtney Collection Garden Fair. Look at this pattern. Oh my God. It's so gorgeous, isn't it? It is really long. Okay, it's smaller than I said originally. It's 169 wide by 402. So on 18 count fabric, it is 9.5 by 22.5. So definitely could use a fat quarter for it for sure. And they use Crescent Colors, Belle Soie, and a black silk. I don't know if I'll do black and red, but oh my God, I love this one so much. So bought that again because Bill had bought it for me for Christmas a couple years ago and I can't fucking find it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to message 123 Stitch when I get off of here. Okay. I also received, I have been buying Color Street off of eBay because I have been looking for deals and you can get them. So I got 2 of them in the mail today. This one I absolutely loved. It's called Ring It In. Look at that. Black with like gold. Oh my God. I have to remember that color because I want to get that one again. And then this one is called Winter Bomance. Look at that. The glitter ones are my favorite. So what I've been doing, and I did it with this manicure and I haven't tried to peel it off, is I bought a peelable base coat because the glitter ones are really hard to get off, at least for me. So I bought this Hollow Taco. Look at that holographic. Hollow Taco. This is a peelable base coat. So I tried it on a set of Color Street that I didn't care if I wasted it, like ones that I really didn't like. I put this on too thick because as soon as I put the Color Street on, they were peeling off in like half an hour. The key to this is putting it on very, very, very thin because I did it for these. I haven't tried to take these off yet, but I'm confident that I'm going to be able to peel these right off. So I'm hoping, hope. So we will see about that. I will keep you guys updated on that. Okay. And I received a needle minder that I ordered. I placed an order for some more needle minders. Like I need that, right? But I just couldn't resist. And this one is from beccadoodles.com. Now she's on Etsy. When you see what this is, you will know I had to get it. Why isn't it coming out? And I'm sure... Oh my God, she included 2 stickers that I'm going to show you in a minute. That will go in my little case. I need to start putting stickers on my Sulky cases. Okay. It says, "Shut up, I'm fucking counting. Have you ever had your counting and someone's trying to talk to you?" Bill has done this many times. Shut up, I'm fucking counting. Or I also like, shut up, I'm fucking reading. Like, yeah, isn't that great? I will make sure to link that down below. But she sent 2 stickers. One says I could do this all day. But this one, yeah, can you even right now? And then the last purchase, well, not the last, but the last like non-stitchy related purchase is a new phone, a cell phone case that I wanted that Bill didn't get me off my wish list. And it's by the company called Flaunt. So look at that bad boy. It is like bright pink. But why I wanted it is, let's see if I can get it open. How do you get it open? There's got to be a trick. Okay, no trick. I wanted it because it's square. Most cell phone cases are rounded. And the one I really wanted, they didn't have it available for my phone, but you can see it's very bendy. I love it. And you can see how it's like this, it's square on the edge. I can't wait to put my phone in it because to grip it is going to be a lot easier probably than trying to grip my current. Yeah, isn't that cool? I love it. Okay. So I got my Sulky Threads in. They came in today. The poor Amazon person, she was a really nice woman. She had delivered like 5 packages to the house. And so let's take a peek at those, right? So remember, I bought the Dream Assortment 1 and 2, and then the blendables again. So here's what it looks like. Look at that, right? Remember I told you, I don't know what happened to some of my threads, but they weren't all in the, and you know what, the case came apart, but it hinged. So we're gonna look at each side individually. Now there is some room in the middle, but these are in order color-wise, you know, shades, which that's what I wanted. So let's take a peek. So, woo! I mean, look at all of the reds that go into pink and then the greens. Can you even right now? And what's nice is they give you these stickers. I don't remember getting this in the first one, but of course I did, because look where the stickers go. See right here? They go right there. And what I need to do is write on them this, you know, the number going this way for this one, and then the number going that way for that one. So I am going to sit down and do that, because then I will know where the numbers need to go, where the spools need to go. And then here's this side. So there are some of the blendable threads on this, right in this section and starting here. But look at the purples. Like, don't you just love all of the shades, how they just, yeah, I love it. Okay, let's get in there. Let's not be persnickety. Oh, I need to keep this with it. That'll be a project I'll do over the weekend or next week. Because as soon as I'm done this video and I get it up, I'm going to go down and relax with Bill. And we're having, like I said in my other video, we're having nachos tonight. Why won't that fucking go in there? Go in there, motherfucker. Like, really? It, like, won't go in. It's being... There we go. I just wasn't doing it correctly. So here is the Dream Assortment 2. Now, this one is almost completely filled, too. But again, they give you some space in the middle for other stuff. And there is the piece of paper in there again. I'm going to try to just hold these up. But look, ooh. But yeah, look at all the pinks and the purples and the greens and the, look at the oranges over here. Oh my God, right? And then more of the blendables over there. Just gorgeous. And then I got the blendables assortment again. So I got lots of these threads now, because there's a lot of space left in here. I could probably actually take all the blendables out of those other 2 cases and put them in here, because there's only one side that's, but they're gorgeous. The blendables, which I haven't stitched with, by the way. But ooh, look at this one. I love this one. Yeah. But these aren't cheap. I used all of my Amazon gift cards that I had left on these, because each case was like 85 bucks or something. Yeah, it's not cheap. Not cheap at all. But think about 50 yards of thread, because I don't know, how many yards is a skein of DMC? Let's kind of do the math on that. It is, let's say, 8.7 yards in a skein. Okay. So in a small skein like those, 50 yards. So you think it's almost 6 times that. So yeah, it's a lot of thread. I mean, it's like 6 skeins in a spool. So that would take, it's going to take you a long time to go through the spool. And the allure of the spool, and what's nice is these spools are just like the other ones. The top lifts up, and then you can just wind it. It just comes right off the spool in one strand. So you're not cutting unnecessary thread and having to wind and all of that. No. No. Absolutely, I've fallen in love with the Sulky for sure. Okay, now what I pulled up on DMC's website is they have a 36 skein pack. They call it a bundle of black and white. So you get 18 skeins. No, you don't. You get 12 skeins of the brightest white, which is probably B5200. 12 skeins of blanc, so just white, and then 12 skeins of black for $26. So is that a deal? What's a skein of DMC cost now? 65 cents, something like that. So 65, half of 65. Yeah, you're getting a little bit of a deal with that, I'm thinking. They say you're saving 25%. They had it listed at $35.64. Interesting. I'm going to link that down below because I know somebody's going to ask me what that was, and I pulled it up by accident. Okay, so I am going to end this here so I can get it up for you guys on YouTube. It's 41 minutes. I sat here and blabbed for 41 minutes. But I showed you some good stuff, didn't I? Some good makeup, love ColourPop, good purchases, good things. Yeah, good things. And I'm off for the next 4 days. You have no idea how happy I am about that. I'm going to be like, when Wednesday comes and we got to do that fucking arbitration again. But like I said, I'll make an entire week's paycheck in those 2 days. Yep, surely will do. So I hope you guys all have a happy new year. And, you know, be careful, be safe with gathering with a bunch of people. Please do not drink and drive. I can't say that enough because people are just so stupid, you know, with alcohol. And a quick story before I end here. My stepfather growing up was an alcoholic, okay? And he was a nasty drunk. Actually, I have two stories. He was a nasty drunk, so settle in for a second. I was a teenager. I had stayed overnight at a friend's house. Now, the friend's house that I could stay overnight was literally directly across the street. So from her house, I could see my house. From my house, I could see her house. So we had these hanging flower pots in like those terracotta pots on our porch. So I'm walking home from her house and I'm looking at the house and I see something like hanging like kilter. And I'm like, what is that? Well, as I get closer and once I get on the porch, I realize that one of the pots is shattered and there's soil and flour and pot all over, terracotta pot all over the porch. And it's still there. And I'm like, wonder who broke that, right? Well, right when you walked in my childhood home was our living room. Literally, the TV was right there, sofa. So I walk in the front door and I see my stepfather laying on the floor sleeping. Okay. So my mom's in the kitchen and I go in there and I'm like, and by this time he's waking up as I come in and I'm in the kitchen. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, you know, I was probably 7th grade. So what are you in 7th grade? 12? And, you know, my brother would sleep till like 3 in the afternoon. So he was still in bed, I guarantee. And she's like, oh, he got drunk last night. And when my stepfather would get drunk, he would like come at my mother, like kidding, because trust me, if he ever laid a hand on my mother, I think my grandfather would have literally killed him or had him killed. I remember when they got divorced and he had just done some awful things to us as kids and to my mother. And my grandfather was like, you know, I can have somebody break his legs. My mother's like, no, I'm not doing that. But my grandfather, you know, he hated my stepfather. So anyway, she said, yeah, he thought he was gonna come at me, like being an asshole. and they were out on the front porch, and he punched the flower pot. Punched it. That's why it's broken, soil everywhere, all of that. And she said when we came in the house, because I was like, you're being ridiculous and an idiot, she said he was so drunk that she said literally all I had to do was touch my finger to his chest, and he's like this, and he fell on the floor and passed out. And she's like, that's where I left him. So when he woke up, his thumb was cut, and he didn't know. He was like a blackout drunk. Like, he didn't remember any of that, or that's what he said. He was like, why is my thumb like this? Because you were a fucking asshole. So that is story number 1. Now, story number 2, we were probably a year younger than that. So I was probably in 6th grade. And my mom and my stepdad owned a Chevrolet Blazer. And it was two-tone. It was white and navy blue. And by the way that our town is, roads have changed and everything. But at this point, you had to go down this road to get to the bowling alley, by the way, because they were on a bowling league. So you had to go down this road and make a turn like this. And there was like one of those concrete triangles and then a ditch. So that's why the concrete triangle was there, to prevent people from going into the ditch. So they decided to go to the bowling alley, and my brother and I decided not to go. We usually always went because we ran around the bowling alley playing with other little kids, doing whatever. We decided not to go. And it saved our life. Seriously. So my parents went through that light and got hit by a drunk driver that went through the red light. They got hit so hard, it hit on my mom's side. They got hit so hard that it flew them in the air over that concrete triangle and down into the ditch. They were off work for quite a while. My mom had a neck brace and this big bruise, and they got a little bit of money because, you know, they sued the guy. And of course, the drunk guy walks away without a scratch. And our neighbors wound up calling the house and it's like, don't be alarmed, but your parents were in a car accident. I'm like, what? Yeah. So they were okay after a while, but for a while they were like messed up. But anyway, the whole point of me telling you that story is because the policeman at the scene, according to my mother, said if my brother and I would have been in the back seat, we probably would have died. Because, you know, we didn't wear seatbelts then. Back in 1985, 87, we didn't wear seatbelts. Not like we do now, right? And when I saw pictures of the car afterwards, the back seat was pushed all the way up to the front seat. Yeah, like no fucking joke. So please don't be stupid. If you're going to drink, call an Uber, call your parents, call somebody. Please do not drink and drive. So that is my PSA for that. And you got 2 little tidbits of my life in there. I have many more stories like that, people. Oh my good God, of my childhood. Ooh, I got some stories. Yeah. Another time, another day. So I'm going to end this because, good God, we're at 48 minutes. Again, I hope you guys all have a safe and happy new year. And as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so very much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.